Good morning. Hand today's going to be 9-7 offsuit. We are in mid position at a 10 NL game. I fold, cut off, open raises 3.5. Small blind folds, button called. And then the big blind 3 bets. So we've got a 3.5 big bet, big blind raise by cutoff. He's playing 13-5. I think he is going to have, he's not going to be super tight. He's going to be somewhat wider. We have 129 hands. You can see in the cutoff raise first stins 18%. We're looking at 18 to 20%. That's probably his raise first stint raise. Kind of keeps in line with the increasing percentage. He has limped, so probably the limps could be something weaker. I mean, we'll see. This is 18.4, and we have the opportunity to add like Jack 10 off to make it 19. We could add the smaller pocket pairs, but I think we're gonna go with this. I did include the suited aces. Yeah, I think just a lot of people will play the suited aces, and I think in a cutoff, it's a pretty good idea to go ahead and raise it when it's folded to you. Next guy, we only have 45 hands. He's playing 31-11. Nothing too much. We do have some notes on him. We've got a 3-bet range of king queen off. Called 3 bets. Called 2 bets from the blinds. He had the queen 5 hand that we reviewed. Re-raise on the button, and then he called from queen 5, caught bottom pair, and kept calling the bet. So we're looking at a hand that's good enough to play, but not enough to raise. So I put queens plus ace queen here. Why did I do ace queen? Yeah, we could just say queens plus ace king as his 3-bet range, and leave everything else as just a call. That gives us to 17.5%. Next guy, 3-bet, 7% overall, 2 out of 19. This session, 3 out of 41 overall. We do have 3-bet range numbers on here. King, queen suited, ace, king, ace, jack off. So ace, jack off, it's got to have the suited variety. I think we have 3-bet down to 9s, and then I think king, queen, jack's questionable. And it's one of these. If he does king, queen suited, does he do king, queen off? Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, I think we'll do that. That he would raise 3-bet with king, queen off instead of queen, jack suited. So we're going to go with that 3-betting range, which is, again, heavy up top. And then after the 3-bet, both players call. So none of them 4-bet. Well, we already excluded this guy's 3-bet range. This guy did not 4-bet. So the question is, what else does he not have? We've got queens in his 4-bet range. We have ace queen suited in his 4-bet range. So I think we have that at least that we exclude from his 4-betting range. We'll fold the 3-bet after raising, 0 out of 2. We've got called 3-bets out of position with 10-9 suited, ace jack off. I guess the question then comes, if this is his 3-bet range, what does he do with everything else? Probably calls. Maybe he folds some of those, the 1-gappers. But I can't imagine he's going to fold any of his suited aces, any of his broadways. Maybe those ace jack off. He has a call. Yeah, so let's drop those with the king jack, queen jack. Probably worried about like the ace or the king if he has queen jack and so forth. We'll keep the suited varieties. All right, so that dropped down. This guy though, he already called 1-bet. Now he gets to call again. Calling a 3-bet in position, ace 10 suited, queen 5 suited. We already saw the queen 5 suited. I think I would have eliminated that. So I guess at this point, we're probably just going to leave his entire range here. So we go to a flop of 10-6-5. All right, so the guy that had initiative checked here. Would he check a set? I'd say no. Would he check an overpair? I say no. So I think we're looking at basically those overcards. And I mean, I do think he should be betting because he's betting with the overcards and he needs to balance. So I think if you bet with like your ace king, ace queen of spades, clubs, or hearts, so that you have overcards and a backdoor flush draw, that allows you then to continue on the turn if you improve on your flush draw. That's my thought. Villain 8 checks. So he was showing initiative before, and then chose, just to call, and now has that opportunity to regain it, and he chose not to. So I do think overpair bets. I think his jacks bet, and that means like when we come back to top pair, would a top pair bet? Yeah, I do think top pair would bet, but I think these undercards. Let's just get those out. I think all these undercards just check. I think he would have retaken the lead. Let's go back here and just X those out. There we go. All right. So now we have this guy bet. I think we may have something. Raise flop C bet with overpair less. Play turn draw aggressively. Let's see here. We're going to the flop. Float 0 out of 1. All right, so we're just gonna say that he's playing straightforward. We're gonna give him a set. We'll give him overpair. We'll give him top pair. Everyone else checked. I guess we can give him open ender. The gut shot 9-8, 9-7. No, we won't do that. 8-7, we'll give him the open ender. But should we give him under pair? No, I think he would just call with those. Oops. There we go. We'll make that his betting range. It is three-way, so you should be playing a bit more straightforward. And that's interesting. So he bet 17, which was not quite a third, a little more than a third pot. And then he comes over the top here. To me, that kind of makes me reevaluate what we're doing. So if we were considering the overpair in the set on a board like this, three-way, I guess we can check like check raise on the flop. That's what we're looking for. C bet out of position 67%. Check raise. This will be the first time that he check raises. Maybe, would he check raise with a straight? Yeah, he possibly could. So what we're going to do is just basically scale this and say, well, 50% of the time he would have checked, 50% he would have bet. I'm going to do the same thing with the overpairs. So that way we still had some combos in there. And I considered doing that to begin with. But yeah, I think that's all that he would check raise with. I can't imagine he would check raise as a bluff, but you never know, he could. Because at this point, when you're check raising like that, you have to assume you're getting this guy basically all in. So he has to call another 30 or so, a little less than 30 big blinds. That's going to leave 40 left. You're going to be expecting, you're going to expect an all in on the turn. This other guy folded. He's out. There we go. All right, now he shoves. And at this point, when he shoves, it's consistent. Would he shove with the open ender? Yeah, probably. We'll leave the open ender in. He'd shove with a set. He'd probably shove with the 2 pair. Probably with the over pair. Would he do it with all of the top pair? Maybe. Maybe. With the king 10 queen. I mean, I don't think he should. But would a player like this do that? I do see a lot of players do it with the top pair type hand. So yeah, we'll go with that. And then of course he calls, because again, if he was going to do it with his check raising hands, he's going to do it. He's going to continue. So 10 and a 4. So if he's got the ace 10 or the king 10, he just won. Ace 10 he did. And then he shows ace king. So I didn't have, the ace king in here. And it was, when we worked on it, we had those overcards that I felt like he would check. I didn't think he would really check raise with that hand. So let's go ahead and get kind of a note here on what he did. So 3-bet. So let's see here, squeeze 15 big blind versus cutoff RFI in big blind. I want to make sure we have it in the big blind versus cutoff raise first in of 3.5 big blind and button call with ace of hearts, king of spades. He is out of position. Check, raise, 3x. Check raise 3x and call all in. All right, 10 of spades, 6 of clubs, 5 of hearts, 10 of hearts, 4 spades. All right, save. And we'll just go ahead here and get this guy set to. So he call 3.5, called cutoffs 3.5 big blind, RFI, and call big blinds 15 big B, squeeze in button with ace 10 diamonds in position, bet 33% and raise all in versus 3x check raise. All right. All right, so we got our notes. This is a little unusual. Not so much this. He calls. We've got the ace 10. Kind of assume when he makes that play, he's got something, at least a pair. This guy's play could work if we've got a lot of notes on the guy, and you see the float stat is let's say 33% or higher. Yeah. I would do that, yeah. 33%, 50% is pretty high. And that's what I was trying to say. At least 50% or higher, no problem. That's a sign that this player, especially with his VPIP, it's a sign that this player is just being aggressive, taking advantage of the fact that the player with initiative checked the flop, and he's just going to attack. And it means he's attacking with a wide range, probably a range that doesn't connect at all on the flop. So the check raise here is good against a player like that. I only have 45 hands on him. So, in the 45 hands, it doesn't look like he's a guy that likes to do that. I don't see these uh the probe here, that's out of position. The probe here, I don't see, the float bet happening anywhere. Um, he doesn't look like that he's a player like that. Um, so when he bets, you have to give him credit for having something. And I think Ace King off, I mean, it's just not the hand to do this with. Maybe an Ace King of Hearts, Ace King of Spades, Ace King of Clubs. You do that as kind of a balance your check raising range if you have trips and so forth. Right, trips are two pair. If you happen to have it raised with like 6-5, but I don't think you do. I think if the only trips you have would be tens. So really, it's about overcards. And if you're going to be doing that with the overcards, then you're looking at my read of him would be like jacks, queens, kings, aces. Which again, I guess if I was ace 10, if I was in this guy's shoes, yeah, I'm probably getting the fold because I'm thinking it's out of the players that do check raises. I just don't see him check raising as a bluff, so it would have worked against me. So let's see, like the flop, we did check raise 0 out of 3, turn 0 out of 2, 0 out of 1. Yes, I mean we've got it, and he made that play. Now, if I encounter this player again, what do I do if he check raises me? Well, kind of depends on what I have. I am one of these players where I'm gonna probably bet here. If everyone goes check check, I might take a shot at it. He's the one that had initiative, and not this guy. So once he checked and gave up the initiative, and now the pre-flop raiser could get it back, and he checks. It to me that suggests we don't really have super strong hands, so I'm gonna attack. Now I'm not gonna attack with everything. I'm gonna attack with hands that actually have some sort of like backdoor draw, or have some value hands. So I would do this with, if I had tens or jacks, if I called with those. Tens and jacks are raising ranges for me. So it's really going to be, maybe fives or sixes. I'd have trip fives, trip sixes in there. I wouldn't have the overcards. Probably 7, 8. I'd have the open ender. I might have like ace 2, ace 3. Like suited ace 2, ace 3. So I could have had backdoor flush draw. So yeah, if I was in this guy, I'm check raising, and I'm going to be folding quite a bit unless I had my trips, and then I'm calling with the trips and going from there. So interesting to see the check raise bluff here. I don't necessarily agree with it based on this guy's stats, but I also can see how it could be beneficial and how he can make money when you attack those players that just try to take advantage of missed aggression. So hopefully you enjoy this hand. If you do, you can look tomorrow for another.